Die Here gaan lief bly vir jou, maar hy gaan vir jou roer. Dis basies die boodskap, die eerste 39 hoofstukke. En nou kom ons in 'n tyd in die geskiedenis waar Israel actually nou in bandelingskap is in Babylon. Waar hulle is wat in die Here hulle gewaarsku het. En waar die konsekwensies van hulle keuses begin deurspeel het in hulle lewens. En dis nie so lekker tyd vir hulle nie, en hulle is nie op 'n lekker plek nie. Hulle voel, hulle is uit hulle comfort zone uit definitief, hulle is uit hulle, dit wat hulle inheritance moet wees uit. Hulle voel die Here gee nie regtig om nie. Hulle voel so 'n bietjie die Here sien hulle nie raak nie. En hulle begin so 'n klomp goed net question as gevolg van die season waarin hulle is. What amazing is, nou kom ons in Isaiah 40. En nou is daar goed in hulle lewens wat nie reg is nie, en God daag op, en hy praat weer deur sy profeet, en daar's 'n merkbare verskil. God daag nie op en sê, lekker, ek het julle gesê nie. I told you so. Wie van julle like om dit vir iemand te sê? Ek het jou gesê, as jy daai pad gaan kies, gaan jy jou kop stamp. Nou het jy jou kop gestamp. Lekker, wat wil jy nou van my hê? Al ooit dit ten minste gedink van iemand. Die van julle wat ouers is, al ooit dit nie net gedink nie, maar gesê. Ek het julle gesê, wees nou rustiger. Ek het julle gesê, julle gesê, kom uit die son uit. Maar nou ja, nou gaan julle lekker slaap vanaand. Kyk, dan sal julle dalk vir my luister. Volgende keer. En die Here daag glad nie op met dit nie. Hy daag op met hulle in hulle bandelingskap, want wat gebeur het is Israel het konstant ander nasies en ander gode gekies. So what did that mean for them? It meant that they chose to be under the protection or under the lordship of something that is not God. And God warned them, if you do that, then what you are under the protection or lordship of will determine your life. So now they are foreign gods, foreign, hulle kon hulle self nie help nie, die buitegoed moes hulle heeltyd invat. So wat gebeur het, toe kom die buitegoed in, toe kom Babylon in, en hulle totally neem hulle oor, hulle sê, julle is nou onder ons beheer, julle is nou onder ons kontrol, en julle sal nou doen wat ons sê, en julle sal assimilate in ons kultuur in. Worst thing for the Israelites. And now God shows up, and he says the following words. I'm gonna start to read. Nou het ek nie my Bybel eers daar oop nie. Isaiah 40, daar maak hy sommer so, hi julle. Dankie Here. Ek was nog laas waar ek iewers gelees het laas Sondag. Dis laat ek oop en hierso staan Isaiah 40. And he speaks to his people, and he says, and he starts these words, comfort, yes, comfort my people, says your God. And he says, speak comfort to Jerusalem and cry out to her, for that her warfare has ended, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she has received from the Lord's hand double for all her sins. The voice, en dan praat hy nou skielik hierso van Jesus. Amazing, in Isaiah, in hierdie rebellie, in hierdie harigheid van Israel, kom God en hy spreek kindness. Hy sê, ek is hier om te verlos, en onmiddellik verwys hy na Jesus, en die begin van Jesus se ministry, van wat was dit? Hy sê, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert, the highway for our God. Who is he referring to here? John the Baptist. John the Baptist, this was his ministry. And every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill brought low. Het ek nou vir julle rondgegooi daar, soos, baie dankie julle hou nog by. Okay, maar nou wil ek oorgaan na vers 21, toe as ek reg onthou. Want dan praat hy daar, hy sê, the valleys, en dis 'n amazing profesie wat Jesus kom doen het in ons lewens, maar nou praat hy oor 'n baie, nou begin hy, hier by vers 21, begin hy spesifiek raak, oor dit wat God in ons lewens wil doen. Dis nie meer 'n generality nie. Nou begin hy spesifiek sê, wat wil God in ons lewens doen? En ek voel net, hierdie tyd van die jaar, is dit 'n fenominale tyd, waar jy dalk bietjie batterye voel, waar jy dalk voel die Here is bietjie ver, waar jy dalk voel die energie is net nie meer waar dit was nie, om te verstaan waar hy sy source van energie vandaan kom. Hy sê, vers 21, have you not known, have you not heard, has it not been told to you from the beginning, have you not understood from the foundations of the earth, it is he who sits above the circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are like grasshoppers. He who stretches up the heavens like a curtain and spreads them out like a tent to dwell in. He brings the princes to nothing. He makes the judges of the earth useless. Scarcely shall they be planted, scarcely shall they be sown, scarcely shall their stock take root on the earth, and he will also blow on them, and they will wither. And the whirlwind will take them away like stubble. To whom will you liken me, says God Esau? Or to whom shall I be equal, says the Holy One? Die enigste ander plek waar mens regtig baie van hierdie tipe gesprek kry, is baie interessant. Dis waar Job engage in die einde van die boek Job, where he speaks the same language, where he goes and says, to whom shall you compare? Speak now, you that has brought a complaint against me. Speak now, you that spoke out of your wisdom. So where were you when I created the stars? Where were you when I formed galaxies? You wise person, you that wants to teach me, why would you not rather listen? Baie gesprek, en hy begin hierso met amper dit ook, wat hy baie so praat. Or to whom shall I say I be equal, says the Holy One. Lift up your eyes on high and see who has created these things, who brings out their host by number, who calls them all by name, and by the greatness of his might and the strength of his power, no one is missing. Why do you say, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel, and say, my way is hidden from the Lord, and in my just claim is passed over by my God. Waar hy sê, die Here sien my nie, hy abandoned my. En dan begin hy vers 28, oh my goodness, because it sounds like, dit klink of hy regmaak om te raas, nie waar nie? Dit klink of hy soos in, waar was jy, toe ek die universe kry? Wees, ek nasies maak planne en ek sê, en alles verdwyn. En jy kom, en ek wat alles beheer in die hele al, en van alles weet, van elke atoom in sy plek. En jy sê, my way is hidden to God. God does not see me. Nou gaan hy vir ons sê, soos wat hy vir Job gesê het, boetie, kom bietjie reg. And he does something beautiful hierso. He says, and my just claim is passed over by my God. Dis die complaint teen God. He says, have you not known, and have you not heard, that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, neither faints, nor is ever weary. His understanding is unsearchable, or it literally means without limit. He gives power to who does he give power? To the weak. He gives power to the weak. And to those who have no might, he increases strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and young men shall utterly fall. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. God comes in here in a time when Israel really needed him, when they were crying out and they felt abandoned. And the same prophet he used om vir hulle te sê, hey, julle maak droog. Now that they have the consequences, he uses the same prophet to not go, I told you so, but to go to them and say, hey, do you not know that I have unlimited strength, unlimited resources, and that I want to make it available to you? Don't you know that I want to make a way in the desert? Don't you know that I want to bring healing when there's hurt? Don't you know that I want to give strength where there's only weakness and failure? Don't you know that I want to bring hope where there's hopelessness? Kindness where there's harshness. Maar hy sit 'n prekondisie aan dit. En ek dink daar's baie min van julle wat nie al hierdie woord of hierdie preek sou gehoor het nie. So vanoggend is dalk net 'n reminder van dit. Hy sit 'n prekondisie vir God se strength. Vir daai wat God wil wees vir sy mense. He puts a precondition to it and says, there's a precondition, because, kom ons gaan weer terug na vers 31 toe. Sê daar. Wat is daai woord, heel eerste woord? Nou, die eerste woord is but. Wie sê what?
Ek sê what.
Julle moet ander brille kry. Die eerste woord is but. But, separation. But those. So, but the others not. So, but those. Daar's 'n spesifieke groep vir wie God die volgende doen. God shall renew their strength. They shall mount up like eagles, they shall run and not be weary, they shall walk and not faint. Volgende vers. Is die laaste ene? Ekskuus, ek hom nou. Ekskuus, ja. But those who daar is dit maar. Wait. Nou, wie van julle weet wat daai woord wait is, want julle moet al 20 keer dit in preke gehoor. Kwava, wat beteken kwava? Okay, hulle almal sê ek gaan gou verduidelik, want julle het alweer vergeet. Vertrou. Dis 'n baie limited woord. Die Hebreëse woord is kwava, and it literally means to parasite. To parasite. What it is saying, those who draw their strength, who doesn't try to generate their strength themselves. Die goeie woorde, die rankplante, mens kry twee soorte rankplante. The one just grows up a tree, but it's got its own root system. This one speaks of the other one that grows in a tree, but it puts its roots deep inside the tree and it draws its life. It doesn't have its own strength, it draws its life from the tree it grows in. That's the word kwava. So it says, those who have learned how to draw their strength from me. That's why he bragged a little bit. It sounded like he bragged. He didn't. He just defined himself very, very clearly, because he was saying, guys, I am a nuclear power station. You're trying to charge your life for a 1.5 battery. I've got more than enough for you. I've got more than enough. It doesn't tire me. It doesn't draw me out when you need my strength. But it is for those who learn how to draw it from me. Nou, hoe dra ons dit van die Here? Jy kan ure in gebed sit, partykeer en dit nie reg kry nie. Jy kan ure in die Bybel spandeer en dit nie reg kry nie. That's the strange thing about it. It is kind of a mystery. En ek het by die Here gesit en gesê, hoe kan ek dit verduidelik op 'n baie praktiese, maklike manier? Because now we can say it's in relationship. Nee, maar dit beteken ook, hoe werk relationship? En ek het die volgende idee gehad. Nou, die Here help my met hierdie idee van dis bietjie weird. But you know, they get there's two types of people in relationships that we see in the world. The one is, they call them gold diggers. Jy het al gehoor van vrouens wat gold diggers is. Hulle trou 'n man want hulle wil. Yeah, are they there for the relationship, or are they there for what they can get out of it? Ja. Ouens, hou by my preek. Almal. Ek hoor julle gooi goedjies uit. Dis okay, julle het nie nodig om my te luister wat ek sê, en as ek vra werk saam, nie vir my nie. So 'n paar sondae nou al. I'm not against women. I'm getting to the second point. We get now husbands. What do they like to marry? Trophy wives. They call them trophy wives, where they can stand behind and everyone must go, ooh. He doesn't love her for who she is. He loves her for how she represents him. Both of these formats are people in relationship with someone. But what is the danger of that relationship? It is based on my needs and what I can get out of it, not on the relationship itself. And that's the problem with the word kuava. It doesn't, even though everyone can come to God in need, everyone doesn't fulfill the but. Because there's a place where you connect with God for who He is, and then He renews your strength. And there's a place where you just go to God because you heard that you can solve problems and you can make this happen for your life and you can recharge your energy. And that's no different from being a gold digger or someone who wants a trophy wife. It's the same process. It's the same thought process to enter a relationship. En soveel kinders van die Here trek nie hulle krag van die Here af nie, want dit is waarvoor hulle daar is. And I'm not talking about even unsaved people, I'm talking about Christians doesn't always get that from God, because their source of focus is not, Here, ek het nodig om jou te leer ken. Jy het my geskep. You created me. I didn't have to exist. And you somehow, from ancient times, long before I was born, decided that I will be on this earth. And that you want to pour out your love on me. And that you want to know me. And that you want to create in me something. Give me a chance to be someone who has eternal life. Why? Why would you do that for me? En om daardie persoon te gaan uitsoek. En sê, wie is hierdie God wat so lief is vir my? Wie is hierdie God wat so omgee vir my? And out of that we start to draw our life from Him. And out of that we start to kuava from Him. And out of that your strength will be renewed. But just going, o Here, ek het meer geld nodig. My rekeninge is laag, asseblief. Maak 'n plan met my finansies. I'm not saying He's not even going to do that. Sometimes He does. You still haven't learned to kuava though. You've only learned how to petition God for something you need. And He's a good God oftentimes not, but oftentimes He does respond to that. Daar's baie kere wat 'n kind vir 'n sweetie vra en jy dink dis 'n bietjie na etenstyd en dink jy, weet jy wat? Daar's vir 'n sweetie. An end of the year. What is the best end of the year medicine that I have for myself and for you? It is this, where God comes in His kindness. He doesn't come and I told you so. He doesn't come with, ja, maar as jy net geluister, as jy meer gebid het hierdie jaar. If you just came to church more often, if you just prayed more, if you just believed more, He comes to you and He says, I want to speak softly to you. I want to speak kindly to you. I want to speak hope and future to you. But I want to tell you there's a way to tap into that. My power is unlimited. But as long as you are on your own way and you are your source, beteken nie jy kan nie gaan werk en baie geld maak. It's not what He's talking about. He's talking about who is the source of your life. En julle, ons kan kinders van die Here wees, ons kan ons harte vir die Here gegee het, and we don't live life out of Him, we only live life out of what we create, and we connect with God here and there. Hoe gaan ek dit nou klaar, ek wil nou klaar maak, want ek kring ons almal kry warm, en ek sien die fan wil nie eers aan nie. This is not your work. It's not how much time you're now going to spend in prayer. It's not how many hours you're going to read the Bible, even though spending time in prayer is so important in our relationship, and reading the Bible is so important. This is about a heart shift from recognizing, Here, ek het jou dalk party dae hanteer soos 'n gold digger. I saw what I could get, And I was frustrated for not getting it often enough. En dan het ek nog gegaan na hierdie versie toe. Want ek nog dit in my hart gesê. Sê ek, my way is hidden from God. Hy sien nie my probleme nie. And my just claim, ek love it hoe hulle hierso praat. Hy sê, my just claim is passed over by God. How often do you feel your claim is just? Nee. Here, maar jy sê in jou woord, ek staan nou op die woord, waar is my geld? My just claim is passed over by God. And then God says, have you not known, have you not heard, have the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, neither faints nor is weary, and he wants to have his power. He is not stingy. He wants it to be available to you. But unless in your heart you unroot yourself as the provider of life, vision, purpose, design for yourself, you will stumble. I don't care if you're a young man, and you will get tired and weary. Not just this thing, because die ding raak maklik moeg, né? As jy nie weet nie, gaan hardloop 'n paar kilometer en dan voel jy. Hy raak maklik moeg. God even restores this, but that's not the essence of when we get tired. We get tired when we get tired here. That's the dangerous tired. Hierdie ene slaap 'n paar aande, staan 'n paar oggende later op of geslaap 'n paar ure vroeër, drink bietjie vitamiene, kan ons hom baie maklik recharge. But here doesn't recharge like that. You can go on a 3-week holiday in any place in the world you can imagine, and you can come back tired, rested here and still tired here. And that's what God talks about. En waar ons regtig voor hom gaan sit. Ek is in 'n journey met die Here. Ek is in 'n besnaakse journey met die Here. Ek moan met hom oor 'n klomp goed. Ek sê eerstens vir Jesus dat ek verstaan nie al sy teachings nie. Dis die een ding waar ek met God op die oomblik moan. Ek het gedink ek verstaan Jesus se teachings, en hoe meer ek dit lees, hoe minder verstaan ek sy teachings. Hy sê, jy was te wild, jy was wild. Ek verstaan nie hoekom jy so wild was op sekere plekke nie. Ek verstaan nie hoekom jy so teach, en skielik spring jy in hierdie rigting, en die waar is die koneksie? And the other thing I'm struggling with is God, hoe kan ek dit nou? Ek weet nie om dit mooi te verduidelik nie, maar God, how do I connect with you in the way that you would love the connection? How do I do that? How do I honor you? Truly you. Hoe leef ek my lewe waar jy sê, daar wat jy sê, well done, good and faithful servant. Not just as a slogan, but Lord, in all my mistakes, in all my weakness, in all my shortcomings, in all my tiredness, and all these things, and the times that I forget about reading the Bible, and all of those things, still in all of those things, because I know I need your strength in that, and I need your wisdom in that, but how do I think, live, and be in a way where you go, daar is my seun, hey julle, check out, dis my seun daai. Maybe not because I get everything right, but what makes a son? It's the DNA that flows. Daar sit my seun, hy's baie anders as ek, en hy's baie dieselfde as ek. He's totally his own person, but my DNA runs in his system. And that gives me a unique connection to him that no other person, daar's my dogter, selfde, that no other person can fulfill what they fulfill in my life. No other person can. Lord, how am I a son? Because the Bible says we are adopted. We're adopted children. And then, when we're adopted, God releases his DNA, spiritual DNA within us. That we become born again sons and daughters of God? How do I walk that out? Or where you go, that's my son, like you did with David, like you did with all these people of great. And what I found is there's no answer. Ek kan nie 'n presentation doen in die answer nie. But in me seeking the answer, God starts to change me. Me seeking that Here, ek weet nie meer, ek is 'n pastoor vir hoeveel jaar, ek preek vir hoeveel jaar. I love you, I'm committed to you, but there's aspects of my life that I don't know how to submit to you. And I cry out to God, and I find just that is kwava. Just wanting that and going to God and saying, help me to love you, help me to connect to you. God, I don't love you. Ek doen, maar laat ek vir jou sê, mens moet nie jou hart te veel ondersoek nie. Dis 'n gevaarlike ding. Because I find gold digging in my heart when I'm there quite a bit. And then I can try to sort that out. I cannot sort it out. What I can do is go to God and say, Here, ek sien hierdie in my. En sorry, maar ek het jou nodig. Ek het jou nodig dat jy my help met finansies. Ek het jy help my nodig. Ek het hierdie goed van jou nodig. Ek kan dit nie deny nie, maar ek wil nie hê dit moet die core wees van waar my relationship met jou gaan nie. En ek weet nie om dit te change nie, want dit is my core baie maklik. Because I'm weak, you're strong, I need from you. I don't know you've got anything you need from me. But change my heart. And in that, just in that request, I find kwava. How God starts to slowly seep in His life into my life. His heart into my heart. His love into my heart. Seek and you shall find. Not pretend you have the answer. Seek. So hierdie tyd van die jaar, einde van die jaar, moeg allerhande goeters. Nou weet jy wat, gaan sit met 'n bietjie met 'n koppie tee, gaan sit met 'n koppie koffie. Gaan sit op die stoep, gaan sit 'n steek 'n vuurtjie aan. Ek gee nie om wat jy nodig het nie. En gaan sit net bietjie daar en sê Here, hier is ek. Weet jy, lomp, stikkend, moeg, voel of jy my nie sien nie, maar weet jy wat, Here, hier is ek. What you want, what you need from me, I can't even tell you that I will give it to you. Nou, dit is maklik om te sê, ek gee alles vir die Here, tot hy begin goedjies vra. Lord, I don't even trust me that when you say you need this, as die Here môre vir my sê, ek moet 2 ure elke dag Bybelstudie hou. Dag 1, dag 2, dag 3. But God, what I can tell you is, I have need of you. Maybe I'm a gold digger, but I have need of you. But I also want to love you. Help me in this. Amen. One of the best things I know in how to fill up and to not be weary and to not stumble and fall, but mount up on wings of eagles and have a nuclear power station start to generate your life, will generate you inside. Have in here what your family needs. Have in here what your friends need. Have in here what you need to live life and life to the full. Amen. Dis te warm hier binne vir verder. En nagmaal. Dankie. Kiedewil. Loan het my gehelp ons nuwe ligte vir die nagmaaltafel aansit en ons vergeet nog steeds van die nagmaaltafel. Wel